Ah, it's my finger. You might have seen him in the last deck profile, now you can meet him in person. Handsome man. Sam, welcome to the channel. How'd you do today?
Came first place, went X1-1. We played this deck because we wanted to X2 pub. So yeah, we thought if we play what I consider to be a not good deck because it's fair and interactive, then maybe we'll be out at round 3. But yeah, no, we made it to the end. We did good. X1-1.
You ended up topping, what the hell, man?
I know, right? It's like people can't play a good deck and try top and then...
You used to be cool. Anyway, let's get into the deck profile because this is weird.
Yeah, so this is Brave Phoenix, like the OCG with some Rose Dragons and some Tenyis. Play three Enchantress because it's obvious, two Griffin because 2 is good in Grandia games and this deck sucks so you play Grandia games. 3 Right, and then 2 Fateful, same as the Griffin. You play Grandia games, so you want them. The Draco back and the Foolish. So the Foolish is basically like more Enchantresses. Don't really need to explain this adventure package, like adventure is very obvious.
It just makes tokens, I don't know what the big deal is about.
Yeah, and then we played like the broken normal summon, like
Rose Engine.
Yeah, the Rose Engine.
Synchro with that, special that, search that, bring it back.
This card's insane when you draw anything to summon, like with it, like Griffin, the token.
Oh yeah, there's tokens we talked about.
Phantasma, anything good like that. There's Spice, Rose Dragons, broken cards. Put that at the bottom because it's there. Then we play 3 Vishuda. So it's like, didn't want to play Phantasma because it's Dunedin and we like wasn't sure if there'd be enough decks like Link Summoning, so I didn't want something that relied on the opponent. So we played Vish because it applies pressure going second and like Red Rose plus Vishuda is still like an OTK and a good board. So yeah, we played this. Free level 7 extender, and this is also gnarly because like if you get nibbed and you have Vish in hand, you can just special it, turn the token into Link Spider and then make the second Verte.
Same.
And like this, because we didn't want to play Souls either, conflicts with Prosperity. And then speaking of Prosperity, is 3 Prosperity and the Called By, which this should just go with the Brave cards because all they do is like Called By the Grave other cards and make tokens. It's like those. 2 Fusion Destiny, Celestial, Dasher. I drew this like legit, I don't know, 6 rounds and I've drawn it like 8-9 times today.
Yep.
Yeah, really crap card. But. And then the hand traps. So 1 token collector. Sack the guy in my last round with it. It's just an engine requirement for the Shooting Riser combo. If you draw Snow, you have to send this instead. 3 Nibiru because Despia's not in New Zealand yet. 3 Ash Blossom because it's the best and it's level 3 tuner. 3 Ogre because adventure cards go burn, it's a tuner.
And Despia is not in the format yet.
Despia is not in the format yet, yeah. 3 Veilers because it's Veiler. It's like the best ones to draw with Nib, it just stops like all the random decks. And then 3 Impermanents, for the same reason as the Veiler, except Veiler's better because it's a tuner. And this card is like kind of awkward with this, sometimes with this. But
yeah, the only real benefit that you've got is if you draw it as your 6th card and you've got nothing on, you can shut something off potentially.
This is really good versus random shit. Like between this shooter and the right engine, there's like not anything fair that can cause issues to you anymore, which is quite nice. And then last card in the deck's the Snow because it's basically Snow Turbo. You can use this 2 to 3 times if you draw
multiple times. You can do it multiple times in the chain if they take shit. It's insane.
You can do it multiple times in the turn because it's that good. And
right,
extra side.
yeah, we'll go extra deck first. We don't want to confuse the viewers.
So play Phoenix because Phoenix is insane. The Synchro is Baron, Shooting Riser.
Yep.
Black Rose. Didn't actually.
Is that Black Rose and Moonlight Rose?
Yeah, Black Rose, Moonlight Rose.
Yep.
This card's insane, but I didn't actually end up having to summon it at all today because like they either just scooped or I was losing. And the one time I needed it, I had Prosperity to away because I was in a weird position during a grind game. So yeah, those. Mindful Vishuda. Make sure that like you don't cheat and summon Verte with this because I almost did and then realised I had to bridge through Hulk first.
What an honest duelist.
Striker Dragon never came up.
Yep.
Link Spider, insane card. Don't think I actually used it that much today though. It's just to make Verte as well with the token.
That one you can use.
And then double Verte. It came up. I won games because of having double Verte. because it's a DPE deck, you need to make sure you summon DPE.
So you make Verte, they negate, so you go, cool, another Verte, let's go again.
There's one game it was like get nibbed and then you summon to do the Vishuddha thing.
Yep.
You extend it and then make the second one after they nibbed you. The other one was I got nibbed, I didn't have the gas to make a second one. So we grinded back and forth with adventure tokens for a couple of turns, except I had token collector in play. And then when I grinded through, I knew everything in his hand and everything on his field, and there was no unknown set. I made the second Verte to close out the game.
Nice.
And he was just like, oh, you play two? Then Charmers, these are kind of ass, but shout out to Dark Search Cycle Reader. But I didn't play Cycle Reader today, but it was like in theory, and I should have sided one. And then, yeah, these are just to make Selene. This is basically just to make Selene, or when you open like a weird hand like Hand Trap, Extender, and Brave cards, then you can make the full combo with this.
Yeah.
And Selene access for game.
Nice, nice.
Selene's gnarly with snow.
Alright, onto the side deck now.
Side deck, so 3 Gamma and Driver, just because Gamma's insane going second. The one time I resolved it, I drew Driver with it and then lost that game anyway because I had a really bad hand. 3 Cosmics. This was probably actually the card that got the best value out of my entire side deck. Surprisingly, it was just
That over Twin Twisters?
yeah, just because I can't afford the discard in this deck. And this was because in tandem with playing a 45 card deck, with this and Prosperity, I knew that decks like Dragon Link I wouldn't lose to Gozen match. Funnily enough, I won a match today versus Dragon Link because I was going second in the last game of the match, and he had Gozen match, double hand trapped him, and then Cosmic the Gozen match and killed him. So it was nice to be rewarded for picking this deck. So that's the only good thing about the X2 pub deck. 3 Droplet. Didn't see it was useless. I don't know. Just I always preferred the thought of having 18 hand traps over like this, but there are sometimes you need it like side decks, Floowanderees nuts. Like didn't use it. Didn't play versus Floowanderees or Tri Brigade. Didn't get to go first after siding versus Dragons.
That same deal. Send it off. Rise the Dragon. Yeah. Then go bang bang.
I thought if there was more Floowanderees, I was actually really pilled on playing like 3 of this, and then like terraforming and stuff as well to search more of these. But I thought it's unnecessary. But yeah, there's just so much things you can side. These are like the main deck is basically what you want to be playing going first and second every game. And then the last 3 cards, so the terraforming is for the zombie world, and then also for these.
Mystic Mine.
So I didn't want to
get off this channel.
I didn't want to play Crossout.
Yep.
Because I don't have Drolls, I don't have Bells. Like in the deck I have them, but don't have them in the deck list. And I didn't want to like start changing the deck list in order to fit cards just to justify Crossout. Instead I thought, why not just not play Crossout and play something generic to punish people for that's good for going second, because like going first card's kind of bad anyway unless you're being really greedy. So we ended up with like a good field spell package, which is like, yeah, the mines are insane. You just play DPE control with mine and then turn your mine off and kill them.
Yep.
And then you also had like a lot of ways other than just shooting risering into the Banshee, because wherever the Foolish is.
Oh yeah, you got Foolish in the main as well.
Yeah, so you actually have like 4 zombie worlds. And like, because you can just discard this off Fateful Adventure and then turn it into Zombie World anyway. Yeah. So you have like 4 ways to Zombie World outside of comboing versus like Flunder and stuff. So like this is really good. Yeah. And then yeah, Mystic Mine.
I don't feel like playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
I never used it. I didn't scum anybody in the end. I never actually sided it in.
Yep.
That's what I'll tell you on the camera. I never sided it in, but yeah.
We believe him, folks.
And that's the X2 pub deck that failed upwards.
Any shout outs before we get out?
Shout out Shoei, because it was like a 1 AM decision when I was like, well, I can't play Phantasma and I don't want to play Souls. And I was like, what about Vishuddha? And he's like, yeah, but then we have to cut something for Monk. And then I realized, but if we don't play Souls, we don't need Arclight. And we kind of just looked at each other and the decision was made. We're playing Vishuddha. It's cracked. And that was how we built the deck.
There was talks about like Small World and stuff, but I think we figured out.
Yeah, there was talks.
Because the problem with this deck is like when you don't see Rose Dragon and you have to play like DP.
Yeah, we thought about Small Worlds to see the Rose Dragons or the Brave more, and like to search like high power hand traps going first when you have a good hand like Droll and Cycle Reader. Cycle Reader was because we know Dryshon's the true best deck, and yeah.
Oh, awesome. Well, congratulations today, and thank you.
Thanks, kids. See you tonight.
See you.